Hello and welcome to a video walkthrough of Omm Finance. Omm Finance is a money market made for everyone on the Icon blockchain. With it, you're able to supply assets to earn interest. You're able to borrow assets for short-term loans. And while you're doing this, you're able to earn the Omm token. Okay, so let me take you through the Omm Finance dashboard. So I'm actually logged into my wallet, and on the home page, we're able to see certain statistics about Omm Finance. You're able to see the total amount of tokens or the value of tokens that have been supplied to Omm Finance. You're able to see an average supply APY. You're able to see how much tokens or how much value in tokens have been borrowed, and you're also able to see an average borrow APR. Okay, now this is an average, so the average APY and the average APR is an average taken from these three pools down here, which you're able to actually lend and supply assets for. So at the moment, you're able to provide Icon, ICX, or SICX, which is the staked ICX token that comes from the balanced DEX, and you can supply stably USD, which is USDS, or Icon USD coin, which is IUSDC. Both of these you can actually get from the balanced DEX as well. Okay, and what you can see down here is that these APYs are nice and generous because they have been incentivized with the Omm token itself. So if I remove this down here, you can see the actual APR or APY has actually been reduced because we're not showing what we're going to get in the actual true APY when we include the Omm Finance token. So this is really cool because you end up getting an interest on the token that you supply, but on top of that you earn the Omm token as well. And later I'm going to be showing you how you can add that Omm token and stake that Omm token for even more results. So let's start off by having a look to see how we can actually supply one of our assets down here. So when it comes to Icon, then we can supply either ICX or SICX. And SICX, if we go over this question marks down here, you can see that this actually comes from Balanced, and this is the token that Balanced gives you when you use your own ICX as collateral in the Balanced platform. And from here, you're going to be able to choose how many ICX you want to provide. So you just click on supply, and when you click on supply, you're going to be able to drag this counter up and down, and you're going to be able to tell it how much you want to supply. And the really cool thing about Omm Finance is that it's always going to make sure that you've got enough ICX in your wallet so that you can cover transactions. So if I put this all the way to the end, as you can see, it's always going to always keep 2 ICX in my wallet to make sure that I can cover multiple transactions. But this is exactly how you'd go ahead and supply your ICX or SICX. Once you've supplied your SICX or ICX, then you're going to be able to borrow against that, and you're going to be able to borrow either USDS if you want to borrow USDS, or you can borrow Icon USD coin if you want to borrow that, or you can even go ahead and borrow ICX as well, and you can come along and re-add it inside of here again as collateral. And there's a number of leveraged kind of ways that you can work with this to really maximize your yields. Okay, so this is how you can supply tokens, and this is how you can borrow tokens as well. And just remember, if you saw that, you know what, by supplying stably USD at the moment, because people are borrowing the USD coin at the moment, there's a massive incentive to actually supply it. So if you wanted to supply this, but you didn't have any USDS coin, you could actually go over to the Balance DEX. So I'll just go over to Balance really quick. And I'll show you the trade section, and you can come down here and you're going to be able to buy these down here as well, and then you're going to be able to come over to Omm Finance and you're going to be able to supply them and benefit from this very impressive APR down here. Okay, so let me take you over to the reward section now and show you what you can do on the reward section. So on the reward section, there's a couple of things that you can do down here. The first thing that you can do is you can actually provide liquidity to any of the Omm Finance pairings on Balanced, and then come along and stake your LP tokens that you're going to get from Balanced inside of here for very nice APRs in the form of Omm tokens. Okay, so what you do down here is if you wanted to join the Omm Finance and SICX pool, you'll come over to Balanced, you'll come over to supply liquidity, you'll find the Omm Finance and SICX pool down here, as you can see, and then you're going to be able to provide liquidity on Balanced. Once you've provided that liquidity to Balanced, you're going to be given some LP tokens. So when you come back over to Omm Finance, it's going to be able to detect if you've got any LP tokens inside of your wallet, and then you're going to be able to stake those LP tokens here to earn Omm rewards. And towards the top, you'll be able to see how much rewards you're actually earning. So from staking, as you can see, I've actually got 156 Omm tokens staked inside of Omm Finance for a very nice and handsome 103.96% APR. And it actually tells you how much reward you're going to get from staking, how much reward you're going to get from liquidity if you've added liquidity down here, and how many rewards or how much reward you're going to get from the market if you was providing and supplying tokens down here and borrowing against them as well. So in a nutshell, this is Omm Finance. It's a really nice place, works brilliantly with the Balanced network as well, and you're able to supply assets to earn interest on the assets that you supply. You're able to borrow assets for short-term loans, and then you're able to go ahead and earn Omm tokens while you're doing it, and then you can go ahead and stake those Omm tokens for even more rewards. I really hope you enjoy working with Omm Finance.